Welcome to this Pi tutorial, in which I describe the setup required in order to exchange information with a third party, using Pi. In this example, Company A wants to send private information to Company B. In order to do this, Company B must create a public and private key pair, and send the public key that is automatically created by Pi to Company A. So, from Pi's main menu, having checked the More Options checkbox, Company B would select the Create Key Pair button. Then, Company B would provide a name for the key pair, and then select the Create Key Pair button. On doing this, Pi would create two text files, namely a public and private key. The private key file would be created in the Pi subfolder named pgp_private_keys, and the public key file would be saved in the Pi subfolder pgp_public_keys. Once Company B has created the public and private key files, Company B can attach the public key file to an email, and send it to Company A. On receipt of the email from Company B, with Company B's public file attached to it, Company A must first save the attached public key file to disk. Then Company A would ingest Company B's public key file into Pi as follows. From within Pi, and having checked the More Options checkbox, Company A would select the Add Key File icon. Then, with the Add Key File dialog displayed, select the folder icon, and select the public key file just saved to disk. Then, ensure that the public key file radio button is selected, and then select the Add Key File button. On doing this, Pi adds the selected public key file to the Pi subfolder pgp_public_keys. Once the public key file has been added, it will be available as one of the public keys in the public key file drop-down list, on the Encrypt file dialog. The process of adding a public key file to Pi, as just described, need only be done once, for each third party that you wish to communicate private information with. In this example, Company A wanted to communicate privately with Company B, and, as such, needed to ingest Company B's public key into its copy of Pi. Should Company B want to communicate privately with Company A, then Company A would have to send its own public key file to Company B. Company B would then ingest Company A's public key file into its own copy of Pi, in the same way that Company A ingested Company B's public key file into its own copy. In summary, in order for you to communicate privately with a third party using Pi, then Pi must have a copy of the third party's public key. Remember, information is encrypted by using a public key file, and it is decrypted by using a private key file. Well, that concludes this brief tutorial on the Pi setup required in order to exchange private information with a third party. I hope you found it useful, and don't forget to check out the other Pi tutorials available. And thank you for watching.